Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your fun loving, animated, talking head friend, Callous Mind, back with another hard hitting live cast episode. I believe this is episode 7. And so let's get going. No Raiders game this week, so, that's sad. That's the most important team in the NFL. So, of course, you know. But I miss watching them play this weekend, but that's all right. So everything's groovy, and without further ado, we can go ahead and jump into the results of the Week 6 picks and do a little more in-depth dive into the standings and point differential analysis this week, because this is actually probably going to be big moving forward now that we have a sample size to work with. So give me 1 second here. And all right, so we got NFL Week 6 pick results: 8 wins, 6 losses. Tennessee Titans win, and I believe that they won pretty big. Yeah, look at that, 42-36. So that's interesting. Texans 1-5. Man, to score 36 points and lose, boy, that hurts. Indianapolis Colts win 31-27. That's kind of a squeaker, but the Colts got by, and 4-2 now. Falcons at Vikings. Those damn Falcons bit me in the ass again because I said that they probably wouldn't win, and wouldn't you know it, they did. Not only did they win, but they won pretty big, scoring 40 points, 10 points per quarter. So that's pretty good on the Falcons. And Minnesota, man. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. That's all I can say about that. New England Patriots lose at home against the Denver Broncos. Really? Really? I mean, man, who saw that coming? Washington and New York Giants, the battle of the bottom was won by the Giants by 1 point. So good for them, and I lost that pick, unfortunately. Baltimore Ravens go on the road and win in Philly. It's not a surprise that they won, but it's a surprise that they only won by 2 points. So the Ravens just keep on motoring, and they are now 5-1. Cleveland Browns just get dismantled. I mean, that was not even a close game. 38-7. Yeesh. Now, I will say that last week I was torn about making that pick, and I kind of went at it based off of the way it was in 2019 when those were more competitive games. But I didn't realize that Baker Mayfield had his ribs injured, and Cleveland had some injury issues. But anyway, they just get dismantled in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is now 5-0, so I lose that pick. Chicago Bears win at Carolina, and I did pick Chicago, so that's one of my W's right there. Lions go to Jacksonville and win, and I'd pick Detroit, so that's pretty sweet. Miami Dolphins 24-0 over the New York Jets. Man, pitched the shutout. So I think that perhaps I've kind of underestimated the Dolphins, who are actually a 500 football team. And right now, what's funny about that is I believe the Dolphins actually, yeah, they do. They have a better record than the New England Patriots. Man, who would have seen that coming? Wow. Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I picked Green Bay, and I lost. And the Bucks won pretty big at home, 38-10. So good for them. Rams at 49ers. You know, the 49ers have just confused the hell out of me this year. I don't know what they are. They lose at home to the Cardinals, and then, lose some other winnable games. And I figured It would have been a hard fought battle, and it looked like it was probably a pretty good game, but the 49ers take it 24-16 over the Rams, and I lost that pick. And then for the Monday games, I should say, Chiefs over Bills. Not a huge surprise there. That's a tough task, but to go on the road and win in Buffalo, good for the Chiefs. Nice bounce back after they lost to the Raiders last week. And then the Cardinals over the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. And man, I gotta say that there was some seemingly penalties awarded to the Cardinals that went against the Cowboys that were absolutely just horrendous. Like probably a missed pass interference call on a wide open interception later in the game. I think that was the third or fourth quarter. Um, but I did want to show this Budda Baker sack because man, that thing was just hysterical. I could not believe the way Budda Baker just ran over Andy Dalton untouched, and it was just brutal. I mean, watch this here. Boom, just crushed, man. And if this was a cartoon, Andy Dalton would have straight up had tire tracks on his face like this. I mean, dude just got ran over, man. That's one of the best, cleanest sacks you'll ever see in the world. Um, Week 7 picks are going to go as follows. You got New York playing at Philadelphia. Um, the NFC East is like a cat litter box this year. It's just terrible. And I think Philadelphia will win at home. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt at home against the New York. They might be Giants. Detroit, Atlanta. I feel like maybe Atlanta's getting their mojo back, so I'll take Atlanta at home over Detroit. Cleveland at Cincinnati in another battle of Ohio. I will take Cleveland to bounce back on the road at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh at Tennessee. This is actually one of those tough picks because Tennessee seems like a very capable football team, and I should probably give them the benefit over the Steelers, but and maybe Pittsburgh has a letdown after that great game against Cleveland, but I doubt it. I'm just going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh on the road at Tennessee. Carolina at New Orleans. I think New Orleans is still poised to win the NFC South, so I will take New Orleans at home against Carolina. Buffalo at New York Jets. I'll take Buffalo in the Battle of New York there. Dallas at Washington. Man, Washington could probably jump up there and bite Dallas, but I think they really, really played poorly on Monday night, and I think that they will bounce back and play better against the Washington football team. So I'll take Dallas on the road at Washington. Green Bay at Houston. I think Houston's probably a better team than I give them credit for, but Green Bay coming off that kind of ass stomping they took by Tampa Bay is probably going to be hot and ready to go. So I'll take Green Bay on the road at Houston. Seattle at Arizona. Man, this is an interesting game because this right now I think would essentially be for first place in the division, even though the Cardinals have 2 losses. But when Seattle and Arizona get together, it's usually always a competitive nip and tuck game, and I really don't expect this week to be any different. I believe that there are going to be up to 1,200 fans allowed at this game here on Sunday, so that's pretty cool too. But I will take the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Seattle Seahawks this Sunday. Kansas City at Denver. I don't think Denver is going to pull a rabbit out of their hat against Kansas City the way they did against New England. So I will take Kansas City at Denver, then San Francisco at New England. I will go ahead and take New England at home against San Francisco. I think they're going to bounce back nicely after probably losing at Foxborough for the first time in forever. I'll take New England at home against San Francisco. Jacksonville at Los Angeles Chargers. Once again, I'll take the home team, Los Angeles Chargers. The team's a lot better, I think, than I've given them credit for, and I think they have enough to beat Jacksonville at home. Tampa at Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, man. I tell you, Tampa Bay's been kind of up and down, and the Raiders are coming off of a big win, followed by a bye. I hope they can hit this game hungry and ready to play, and I will take the Raiders at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then on Monday, October 26th, we got Chicago at Los Angeles Rams. Chicago is another team that's been up and down. You don't know what you're going to get. I'll give the Rams the benefit of the doubt at home, especially coming off that loss to San Francisco, and with the extra time off between a Sunday night game and a Monday night game. So I'll take the Rams at home against the Chicago Bears. All right, so what we have up next, let's see here. Yeah, you guys probably already know about this. I don't know if he played in the game on yesterday, but the New York Jets had just released disgruntled running back Leveon Bell, which I thought that was interesting. I mean, it's sad to see, somebody after he held out a long time with the Steelers and then finally got to the Jets and hasn't done much, but the Jets have been kind of terrible this year anyway. So it's not as if it's going to be a great detraction that they cut him, because they've been playing terribly anyway. So let's see, there was another story here. Source: New England Patriots cancel practice for positive COVID-19 test. I think that was probably last week, since we last spoke as well. Let's see. Yeah, that was on the 16th. The New England Patriots have canceled their Friday practice and player interviews after a positive COVID-19 test, according to a source. They're also awaiting confirmation on a second positive test. So this could be why a contributing factor to the Patriots losing to the Broncos is if they were down key players. I don't know. I don't keep track of every single team or the goings on of it, but. And then let's see here. Wanted to talk a little bit about this story, and I'm actually going to bring it up and show you guys this story here. Former Los Angeles employee Los Angeles Angels employee Eric K. indicted in Tyler Skaggs' overdose death. So I don't know how many of you guys remember that, but this story will probably refresh your memory. A federal grand jury indicted former Los Angeles Angels communications director Eric K. on Thursday on charges related to the 2019 death of Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs. According to the indictment, K., who told federal agents he provided drugs to Skaggs, is charged with distributing a controlled substance that resulted in Skaggs' death and for possessing with the intent to distribute the opioid fentanyl. Skaggs was found dead July 1, 2019 after asphyxiating on his own vomit, and an autopsy found oxycodone, ethanol, and fentanyl in the pitcher's system. Skaggs was 27. Law enforcement officials have told ESPN they believe Skaggs snorted oxycodone and was likely unaware it contained the fentanyl, a powerful and deadly drug sometimes added to other drugs to make the effects more potent. According to a 2019 ESPN investigation, Kay told Drug Enforcement Administration agents last year he had given Skaggs several oxycodone pills before the team left for a series in Texas, where Skaggs died, and that the two had an ongoing arrangement by which Skaggs paid for their drugs and Kay obtained them from dealers. Kay told investigators he saw Skaggs snort oxycodone in his hotel room the night he died, but that he did not believe the drugs Skaggs took that evening were the same ones Kay had given him before the trip. Kay told agents that one line of the crushed pills was not a substance he recognized. So that's sad. So sad. It's terrible when people waste their lives on drugs, and it's even worse for the ripple effect, the collateral damage of it all. I actually, unfortunately, know about that from personal experience, which I won't get into any further, but I'll just say that I have some experience with dealing with people on those types of drugs, and it's not a fun thing. So, see, and another story. It's kind of nice to see this. We're going UFC style now. And UFC, real or not, Dustin Poirier is the right opponent for Conor McGregor's return. So UFC superstar Conor McGregor announced Wednesday that he will return to the octagon to face Dustin Poirier as the main event of UFC 257 on January 23rd, and he's hoping the fight will be held at AT&T Stadium, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. Will the UFC, which hasn't hosted an event in front of live fans since March 7th, agree to the location? Texas allows up to 50% capacity at venues, which if you guys watched the Monday Night Football game last night, you know that there were actually fans in the stands, so that was nice to see again. McGregor wanted to fight 3 times in 2020, but the pandemic changed those plans. McGregor hasn't fought since his 42nd victory over Donald Cerrone in January. Since that time, he has retired on Twitter, said he was facing Manny Pacquiao in a boxing match, and called out numerous other UFC fighters, including Nate Diaz and Khabib Nurmagomedov. All of the public negotiations resulted in McGregor seemingly getting all he has wanted in a high-profile bout that will own the attention of the sports world on January 23rd. If the fight comes together, Poirier will try to get some redemption for his first-round knockout loss to McGregor in 2014. In that featherweight bout, McGregor worked quickly, knocking down Poirier with a left and finishing him off with hammer fists with just under 2 minutes left in the first round. There's no doubt both fighters have evolved, and while the highlight of McGregor's win over Poirier will continue to be played in the lead-up, Poirier represents an intense challenge as McGregor tries to earn his way back to a title shot. So I thought that was a pretty interesting story. Oh, you know what? I have a question. What in the world happened to the Atlanta Braves, man? Weren't they up like 3-0 in their National League Championship Series, and then the Dodgers come roaring back? I mean, wow. That has got to hurt. Man. I feel bad for Braves fans out there, but you know what? They seem to be a pretty solid team, and hopefully, next season they can put it together again. I mean, but I have to say that I do hope the Rays beat the Dodgers, because with me living in the National League West territory and being a Diamondbacks fan, then God, I don't want to be listening to the in the 2021 season having to hear the world champion Dodgers coming to town and all that kind of stuff. So I would rather see the Rays win the World Series with their low payroll to prove that it can be done. And I know that it's usually more of an anomaly than, and it's more the exception and not the rule. But it would be kind of nice to see that happen again. I don't think a small payroll team has won the World Series since Kansas City did last. So let's see here. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a good, enjoyable week end, and I hope you guys have a great week moving forward. I want to thank everyone who joined me live and all of you who watch the replay. It's all really important. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoy the content. Please comment below. Let me know if it's great or terrible. Let me know if you have a pick for the World Series, who it is, or if you don't care at all. Good luck in your Week 7 picks. Good luck to me too, because last week's record was kind of garbage. So I'm hoping that I can have a nice bounce back, or maybe this is what it is now. But there was one other thing that I did want to talk about. That's right, and that was point differentials and how maybe they lead to better picks on my part. So before I close out here, let me go ahead and talk about this. And so what we have here on the screen is NFL standings as they are right now, and you can look at the point differentials here. And you look at Miami, they're a plus 47 and they've won 2 games in a row. Look at the New England Patriots, they're -1 and they've lost 2 in a row. So I wonder how many years it's been since the Patriots lost 2 games in a row. I mean, good Lord. Are we living in an upside down universe? I guess this is just another testament to how weird 2020's been, because the Patriots have lost 2 games in a row. So Pittsburgh Steelers plus 62, Baltimore Ravens plus 75. So the Steelers have won 5 games in a row, man, 5-0, and Baltimore has won 3 in a row. Let's see other point differentials. Tennessee Titans plus 38, Indianapolis Colts plus 42. So look at the Raiders there. They're a -1 point differential, and Kansas City's a plus 48. Wow. That's quite a difference. Raiders are going to have to fix that if they're going to contend. And then look at the kitty litter box that is the NFC East. Point differentials -45, -34, -51, -54. Good Lord. Man, it's just a battle of the bottom there. NFC North, Chicago Bears plus 12, Green Bay Packers plus 23. So, but look at the Bears with a 2-game win streak. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 55. Wow. That's an impressive points differential. The Saints are only plus 3. So, in the NFC West, look, here's Seattle at plus 34. But the Arizona Cardinals plus 54. Man, that is amazing. And now they've won 2 games in a row, and hopefully they'll beat Seattle on Sunday and make that 3 games in a row and expand that point differential. That's pretty damn solid. But you know what? That's I don't want to get too high on that, because I will say that this is probably attributable to playing the Dak Prescott-less Cowboys and the New York Jets 2 weeks in a row. So we'll see how this point differential expands or contracts as after next weekend's game. But until then, I hope all of you have a great week, a great weekend. Be good to yourselves and each other, and I will talk to you beautiful people later. So until next time, God bless.